Hey everybody, happy Tuesday. I'm Tanya McLean Nicholas, licensed marriage family therapist and proud owner of Renewed Hope Counseling, and getting ready to enjoy a little tea with tea. Grab your tea or even your coffee. I absolutely happen to be the tea person. It is warm, it's cozy, it makes me feel good in my soul. So what better way to enjoy Tuesdays than to grab a cup of tea and enjoy some talk therapy with your therapist, Tea. So this Tuesday, I decided to speak to my couples. Specifically, I wanted to support a wonderful ministry called Keep Holding Hands. It's an awesome nonprofit that's dedicated to walking alongside couples and helping them to not just honor God, but honor one another. So lately, I've been asking my couples, how are you doing during this COVID-19? And the response that I'm getting is that we're surviving. And I thought to myself, surviving? So the picture that I get when I hear surviving is being thrown into deep, deep waters, trying to dog paddle to keep my head above water. Well, that's a pretty hopeless picture. So I decided to do this talk to renew your hope during this time. I know we're experiencing something that has probably never happened in our lifetime. Well, I know it hasn't happened in my lifetime. And due to COVID-19 quarantine, people are getting laid off. Let's see, kids are out of school. Families are stuck in the house, and that's just a few stressors. Needless to say, for many couples, being stuck in the house together for all these hours is unusual. We had the luxury of having space when partners went to work. We had the ability to go hang out with our friends, do a little shopping, or just being outdoors. But now we're in a position where we have to see each other more often. And for many people, this new reality is creating more stress, tension, frustration, or just driving us bat stir crazy, I think the saying is. Some may say, well, isn't it great that we're at home together? Yeah, in a perfect world. But what if we weren't getting along all that great before? What if communication was difficult prior to quarantine, or conflict was intense prior and now we're stuck, or at least feel that way? So that doesn't feel that great for some people. Or what about those couples that just used outside activities and events as a way to connect and entertain themselves, and now they can't do that? Sometimes just being together in closed spaces can be annoying or overwhelming. So I wanted to offer a little help. Maybe change our paradigm from seeing ourselves as stuck, trapped, or surviving, and taking on the perspective of thriving. We want to move from surviving to thriving. So I'm going to give you some quick suggestions, maybe just a little attitudinal shift, way to look at it differently, to help us move from surviving to thriving. So grab your pen and your paper or computer, and let's dig in. I had to take the tea. I had to take a little sip of tea. All right. So let's start with the letter T. T is for talk. Talk, 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 talk. I can't say that enough. Talk, teach, tell. Tell each other something. Spend some time sharing with your partner something that you've never shared before or did not have time to share in the past because we were so busy. Maybe a funny joke, a childhood memory, or maybe teach your partner a hobby, a craft, a cooking lesson. Make it fun. Make it light. This is an opportunity to learn something new with the person that you love when you talk, when you teach each other, when you tell each other something. All right, so H, help one another. In the book of Hebrews, chapter 10, I'm reminded, it says that God will not forget the service that we have shown him, but also that we've shown others. He's not just talking about the people outside of our home, but even the people that we serve in our home. You would be surprised how we can lower our own stress when we take the focus off ourselves and place it on someone else. Help your partner with a task, cleaning, helping them complete a home project, or even if one of the partners are in school, how about helping them by reading a chapter to them? Just an idea, but help each other. R, here's the big one, rest. Rest, rest, rest. I think we all have a PhD in busyness. We don't need to learn how to do that. We don't need to learn how to be busy, but resting, that we do need to work on. Rest together, take a nap. Sit still and say nothing. I have many couples do an exercise where they kind of stare at one another and exchange compliments or affirmations. Find your peace through together just through rest. You don't have to do anything. Maybe fall asleep, but maybe you don't have to fall asleep. Just being in each other's presence, resting. I like this one. Invite. I have heard someone say that I didn't even want to go to that party, but it sure would have been nice to be invited. There is power in an invitation. Many times we will assume that others can read our minds about what we want them to do or participate in. How about we learn to maybe invite your partner to join you for a cup of tea or a coffee? Plan a dinner. Invite them to have dinner with you while the kids are in their room or playing games or reading a book. Who knows? But invite each other to share in something. A pint of ice cream. That sounds good. But there's power in the invitation. So don't forget to maybe invite one another to do something during this time. B, value. Show each other that you appreciate or value them. Okay, if you haven't read the 5 love languages, go and grab it and read it together during this time. It will teach you how to speak your partner's love language. Once you learn their love language, let them know that you value them, whether it's through gifts or words of affirmation, quality time, acts of service, physical touch, but value them. Show them that you value them during this time. And then E. So I have to break down E. E is expect. Now you might be thinking, what? Expect. Yes, expect. Have realistic expectations. I learned a long time ago that unmet expectation is what leads to frustration. We've all formed expectations about what others should or shouldn't do, or how things should or shouldn't go. And when those expectations are not met, we get frustrated. I expect, when I'm in a hurry, that when I get on that freeway and drive, people are gonna drive fast, they're gonna share the road, they're gonna be polite. Well, guess what? That doesn't happen. And I find myself getting frustrated. Well, the moment that I learned to change my expectation to what was realistically going to happen, instead of believing what I thought should happen, it decreased my frustration. So in other words, we're all quarantined together at this time, and we may be powerless, at least a little bit, and we're unable to control our movement at this time for sure. But expect that you are not alone and others are experiencing your same frustration. Expect that you may have a happy day and some days you may not. You may have a sad day. Expect that some days your patience will be on point and other days you may not. Expect an argument. Expect that you may feel smothered, crowded, or maybe you feel your partner's getting on your nerves. Expect it. That is not abnormal. But with those same expectations, expect that we can push through. Expect that together we can create peace in our home. Expect that goals can be completed, projects can be finished, and relationships can improve. Expect that together we thrive and that we are not just going to survive, especially when we are intentional about our outcomes. You know, there's scripture in Ecclesiastes 3, and it says that there's a time to every season. Time to live, a time to die, a time to laugh, time to weep, time to be silent, time to speak, and a time to tear down, and a time to rebuild. This is a season, and you can expect that this will end. And when it does, will your testimony of your time of quarantine be one in which you'll say, we survived through it? Or will it be that we were a couple who thrived by growing in love, by growing in compassion, understanding, and even intimacy? Now, for some couples, there are extenuating circumstances that make this very difficult. And maybe you need more conversation. During this time, you can still seek out professional help. You can even check out my website, findingrenewedhope.com, and you will see that I offer telehealth services. Couples, this is your season. Take advantage of this time. Make a decision to not just survive during this time, but to thrive. Again, I'm Tanya McLean Nicholas, and I hope that you enjoyed your Tuesday tea or coffee with Tanya. Have a blessed day.